So here the next chapter, basic meditation. Yeah, basic meditation, relaxing in awareness in the middle of everything. Breath and body, thoughts and feelings, in the open, dynamic space of consciousness. Simply sit and be. And then we look more into individual variations of this. Meditation 1. Sense your body, breath and body. Simply sit, resting with the breath as it is in the given moment, in the belly, tip of your nose, or wherever your attention is drawn to be with the breath. Thoughts can be there together with the breath as much as they want. Just return again and again to breath if disappearing in thoughts. If complications or pressure in the forehead appears, just open the eyes and look a bit around. Sitting a bit with open eyes can be a good variation. The relaxed, focused on your breath and body works as a vehicle for awareness to fall back into itself in being, which happens as the relaxed focus on the breath and body becomes more and more soft. So with this, you actually have what you need in order to start trying this meditation. It is very simple and basic. And often in meditation, as more simple it is, as deeper it goes. Meditation 2. Sitting relaxed, aware in the middle of what is going on, without wanting more to happen than what is happening by itself in each moment. Relaxing back through the layers of our psychology into being. Thoughts are happening, sensations in the body are happening, memories and activations are happening. Awareness is aware. Fear, pleasure, joy, empty existential pains are happening. Awareness is aware. When letting go into our inner river of thoughts and feelings, it might bring you to the bottom of yourself and up further down the stream, unwinding constellations from early existence of childhood, stored in the memory of the body, a bit closer to the ocean of being. Let there be all the thought that wants to be. Just have a small note that you are that awareness. Return to that note again and again. This is an open-ended meditation, open for meeting your default mode network, a neurological network that contains the life story of your psychological identity. This network appears when we rest in our internal state and gets shut down, closed down when there is a cognitive task to be performed or when there is an external stimulus that absorbs our attention. So here in meditation 2, it's more melting down through the psychology. These distinctions I make between meditation 1 and 2 and 3 are not really hard distinctions, but it can be natural steps in the deepening in basic natural meditation. And this one, meditation 2, the thing of being an open-ended meditation that opens us to this psychological identity is something that can be blocked if our meditation is too technique-based, because as we know from the default mode network, when it's when a too cognitive task is to be performed, then this opportunity to connect with our deeper psychological identity gets kind of closed off, and it never really surfaces. If every time we sit down, we right away start practicing a technique all the way through, we might miss that level of uh, psychological undigested past that we have with us, which is a very vital part of us that often needs to be met and cared for. So in that way, this is a very open-ended meditation. And this might naturally lead to the next meditation tree, which I've called basic meditation, where opportunity opens for us to sink deeper into our being, relaxing back into our opening of amness in the abyss of being. As we relax our focus on thoughts, feelings, and the objective world, we sink back into the awareness we essentially are, the basic background of existence, a basic existence deeper than our individual human body-mind existence, a universal basic existence, a basic state that was there before we had developed in and self-conscious will. Right here in the now is the opening into that depth of our being. Yeah, and I can further say there is no middle man here. There is no technique standing between us and our depth of being, and there's no priest, no therapy, no therapist. And it is really an direct access that we have. But of course, sometimes we need some inspirations in order to find that drive in us to sink in to the presence of being that we are. When in deep restful contact with ourselves in our basic state, we are in unity with the basic existence of the universe. If we try to force ahead our natural state with our imaginary will-based cortex, we may be able to create a certain form of control-based silence, but it will not be a natural absorption into the buzzing silence of existence. Basic meditation is a melting journey into the depths of ourselves and the universe. Rest in your depth, be with yourself, feel yourself in loving togetherness with yourself. Healing meditation. The key thing is to meet ourselves in friendliness with our small, paralyzed parts, while sitting, sensing in the middle of it all, a felt contracted sense of pain, burning, stress, fear, or other charges might appear in our body. As moving through the mental and emotional stages in our contractions, we often end up in helplessness behind it all. We heal by sensing that helplessness in the accept that I, as a psychology of survival, need to let go, which for the infant in us once was very scary. The healing is more like a ceasing of survival than it's us doing anything. So start healing by sensing yourself again and again within such being places. And along the way, these contracted parts of our being will start to be a relaxed sense of your being. And then lost essence qualities like the sense of strength, value, clarity, sensitivity, etc., can start to appear again in your being. We can track, feel, and heal our wounded parts all the way back to the womb state, and a new level of being can open in us. Although we can spend years in the survival psychology around these absences in us, and often we never revisit. Sense yourself all the way to your root, moment by moment. So in a way, this is another variation of basic meditation. When we are with ourselves, we get in touch also with these contracted places in us, which is a natural journey to sink deeper into our existential being. So I'm making each slide for different, but in a way it cannot really be divided as I'm doing, but as a way of being able to describe it, I have divided it into these different names of meditation. But it's all what I would call basic meditations, because it's hardly any technique in it. It's more like being present with oneself. And here is another meditation what is maybe more a little, we are more actively searching in us when we are sitting in meditation. So in that sense, it's a little more active, and it's more based on inquiry, or looking in. So I've called it, what is my essential nature meditation? Who am I really? And what do I really, really want? Just ask what's behind this and what's behind this. Physical living, and then we can look at our physical living situation, job situation, relationship situation, financial situation, and then look at what is moving internal in us. What's behind my chronicle thinking? What's behind my social attachment traumas? What's behind my reptilian survival traumas? Who am I behind all of it? Without answering it in any mental way, just maybe bringing it up as a question and just be aware of what comes back or what appears. You might find where your survival has its grip in your being of consciousness. Inside this hurt grip is a trapped part of your being. Getting in touch with that lost part in your being can get you closer to who you are and live what you really want. A fundamental shift of identity from psychology to conscious being. Yeah. A fixed meditation routine in everyday life can be essential for establishing deepening. 15 to 20 minutes morning and evening, or at least once a day. Sit comfortably, as straight as needed to be in an awake state, with eyes slightly open or closed. If preferred, start the meditation with your eyes open. Sit and look around the room where you are and close your eyes after a while, or sit with your eyes slightly open. Make meditation your own. Be with yourself in the simplest, most basic way. Undo your survival and here. Keep in mind in difficult moments that you might be in the middle of encountering a vulnerable trauma place with trauma energies that create galloping thoughts. If it tightens in the forehead and the meditation becomes complicated, then just sit and drop everything you are trying, and if necessary, open your eyes and sit and look around a bit. Soft, loose, simple. Take these daily dives with you into everyday life and let it become more and more integrated into your existence. Meeting oneself in the silent reality deep within the physical world as a daily morning routine. Finding our golden middle way in everyday life with space for both short-term pleasures and long-term aims. Be aware of being aware. Staying in sensitive touch with our sensitive heart opening, with open heart joy in everyday life. Learn to stay in existential touch with our sensitive little core amness and not kick into high emotional activated gear in everyday life with calm, deep satisfaction in everyday life. Yeah, eventually this is where meditation needs to be brought when we maybe start by finding a depth in ourselves while sitting, to be able to bring that depth with us out in our activities is when meditation really becomes an integrated part of our life. And yeah, it is a deep friendship with ourselves we need to develop in meditation in order to be able to carry it with us in activity. Because there is often all the trauma behaviors that are kicking in now and then. So, but as our our healthy, friendly relationship with ourselves develops, the trauma parts will eventually start to heal into a whole of ourselves. And this is the last slide of this chapter. And in the next chapter, we will be moving into more active body meditations and methods